Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be checking out this guy. This is the Bietrun Wireless Microphone System for smartphones. This typically retails for around $50, but just recently you can pick one of these up for less than half that amount. And I thought to myself when I saw it, how good could it possibly be for that kind of money? Well, let's find out. Now, before we get started, the usual disclaimer. This video is not sponsored or paid for in any way. I purchased all of the equipment with my own money and the opinions are entirely my own. Now, with that being said, I will place product links in the description to the video, and if you follow those product links in order to purchase, I will earn a commission. Now, with that all said, let's get on with it. Now, the kit I purchased is for iPhone. It comes with a lightning adapter, but you can buy the same kit with a USB-C adapter for your Android phone or other USB-C device. So over the course of our video, we're going to check this guy out, see what you get for your money, but we're also going to compare it to the onboard microphones of the iPhone itself. We'll compare it to using AirPods. And even though this might be a little unfair, we'll also compare it to a more professional microphone system, in this instance the DJI mic system. Okay, what comes in the box? Well, in addition to, of course, the wireless microphone system itself, we'll get to that in more detail in a second, we have a dual USB-C cable, so USB-A to USB-C for charging your microphones out of the box, and we have 3 wind protectors and the obligatory very poorly translated instructions. Okay, let's take a closer look at the wireless mic system. So this is the charging case. So it has a built-in battery. It has USB-C charging on the base, and inside the case we have 2 transmitters or microphones, and we have the receiver. Now the transmitters, of course, have a battery. They have contacts on the bottom, so when I drop them into the case, they snap in magnetically and they begin charging from the case. That's a really nice touch. So they're quite simple in design. So we've got the microphone itself here. There's a little indicator light just below it, which we'll see in action in a moment. On the side here, we have a single button for powering on and off. It's also used to enable the vibration mode and also a muting function. On the other side, we have a USB-C input, which is used for charging the microphone if you don't happen to have the case handy. And of course, there's a clip on the back for hooking it onto your clothing. Let's take a closer look at the receiver. So very basic, we have a lightning plug for plugging it into your phone. There's no battery in the receiver, so it is powered by your phone. And one nice touch is that you have a USB-C input on one end of the receiver, so you can actually charge your phone through the lightning plug here. And then on the other end, we have an indicator light to show the status of connection to the microphone. So in order to use this, I'm simply going to plug the receiver into my phone. I have a Moment case on here. It's a relatively low profile case. If you have a thick case on your phone, you might have a little bit of a problem getting that to seat in there. Now I really do like the extreme compact nature of the receiver here. So you can see it here attached. I have it also attached to a gimbal, and as you can see, being so small, it really does not impact the operation in this kind of situation at all. It's certainly very light, so it does not interfere with the balance, and it's very small, so it doesn't get hung up on the mechanism as it's twisting back and forth. Operation is really very simple. You simply take out the receiver, plug it into your phone, and it immediately is going to power up. You can see the red light on the end showing it's powered up. Right now it's flashing because it doesn't have any microphone paired to it. So we're going to take out our microphone, hold the power button for 3 seconds, that turns it on, and you can see it immediately turns green to show that it's paired with the receiver. So we're basically ready to go. Okay, let's do some testing. I have the Bietrun microphone attached here, and we're going to get an idea of the sound quality using the Bietrun microphone, and we're going to compare it to the other microphone options that we have. So first up, let's compare this to the built-in microphones of the iPhone. So now I'm using the onboard microphones of the iPhone, and hopefully you can get an idea of the difference in sound between the onboard microphones that I'm using currently and the Bietrun. So that was the comparison to the built-in microphones. Now I'm back on the Bietrun microphone again. And next up in our comparison is going to be Apple AirPods, and these are AirPod Pros. So let's see what those sound like. Okay, and now we are using Apple AirPods, and as Graham told you, these are Apple AirPods Pro, so we should expect the highest quality sound as far as AirPods are concerned. So again, this is the Apple AirPods test. And finally, let's do a comparison to the DJI mic system. Now keep in mind, this is a much more expensive microphone system than the Bietrun, so we would expect a higher audio quality here. So yes, this is the DJI microphone solution, which we are expecting to be the best quality solution in this particular test, but again, there's a significant price difference here. So those are the comparisons that we are doing here in our quiet room, although there is one more comparison that I should do here. If I go a little further away from the camera, again, now I'm still using the Bietrun microphone, so the microphone goes with me, so there's no deterioration in sound quality, but we should just compare this to the onboard microphone of the iPhone itself. And this is what it sounds like at the same distance, but using the onboard microphones of the iPhone. Okay, so we've come outside to continue our testing. Pretty challenging conditions. As you can probably hear, it's pretty windy today. Now we're going to do the similar comparison of the Bietrun, which I have currently running, with the other microphone options. We're also going to do the testing at distance as well. Now the Bietrun has a claimed range of 65 feet, and I've set up my orange bucket over there, which is pretty much the 65-foot mark. And so we're going to test it all the way out to that range and also compare it with the other microphone options as well. So our first comparison outdoors is going to be up close like this, but using the internal microphones of the iPhone. So yes, now we are recording using the internal microphones of the iPhone in order to get a comparison. Next up, again, back on the Bietrun here, we're going to compare the Bietrun outdoors with using Apple AirPods. Okay, let's repeat the test now with Apple AirPods and see what they sound like in comparison to the Bietrun outside under windy conditions. And finally, let's do the comparison with the DJI mic system. So, and here we are comparing with the DJI microphone. Again, this is our high quality wireless microphone solution. I also have my little wind protector on here, so hopefully this should be pretty decent quality in spite of a pretty strong wind that's running out here today. Okay, now I'm at about 30 feet away from the camera, so we're going to test to see what the sound quality is like at distance. And let's compare this with the onboard microphones of the iPhone. Now at about 30 feet away, the only way you're going to be able to hear my voice is by shouting loudly, of course, so hopefully you can still make out what I'm saying. Okay, back to the Bietrun again, and now let's do the same comparison, but now with Apple AirPods. Yes, and here we are at around about 30 feet from the camera using Apple AirPods. 30 to 40 feet is typically the limitation of Bluetooth, and also there's a problem with line of sight. So as I turn, you may get some disturbances as well. And finally, in our 30-foot outdoor comparison, let's compare to the DJI microphone. So yes, this is what it sounds like with the DJI microphone at around about 30 feet away from the camera. So now I am about 65 feet away from the camera. Hopefully our Bietrun microphone is still performing well and you can hear me okay. And again, let's do a comparison to the different microphone types, starting with the internal microphones. Now at 65 feet under these conditions, it's going to be very difficult to hear me using the internal microphones of the iPhone. Okay, next comparison at 65 feet is going to be to the Apple AirPods. Now remember, the AirPods are Bluetooth, so I would not expect a good result for this one. Yes, here I am at 65 feet using the AirPods. I would be very impressed if you can still understand me at this distance, but let's see if it works. And the final comparison at 65 feet is going to be to the DJI microphone system. And here we are at 65 feet with the DJI microphone. Pretty strong wind blowing on me right now, so hopefully the sound quality is still good. So I think it's worth breaking down the conclusion into two parts. First of all, let's look at the overall functionality and feature set of the Bietrun. In the second part, we'll focus on the audio quality. Now, as far as functionality is concerned, particularly when you consider the price point, I would say the Bietrun offers really good value for money. You've got two microphones, you've got a super compact design, and that applies both in use, so the size of the receiver when you place it on your phone, but also what you have to carry around with you and the size of the microphones. Added to that, you've got, of course, the battery case, which is going to give you plenty of battery life to get you through the day and probably several days without having to recharge. You've got excellent range, so in our tests we went to the specified 65 feet and saw no reduction in sound quality. You also have built-in noise reduction on these, which, as you can also hear, did a pretty good job of isolating the voice from the background noise, particularly in our outdoor tests. So as I said, overall, when it comes to features and functionality, I think the Bietrun system offers really excellent value for the price point. Now, when it comes to sound quality, let's just get the obvious out of the way. From my opinion, clearly the DJI system performed the best in our sound tests. It provided the highest quality sound and the most natural sounding audio for all of the tests that we performed. But that being said, of course, the DJI system is significantly more expensive. So the DJI system has a street price of over $300, whereas the street price on the Bietrun system is well below its $50 list price. So obviously there's a significant difference there. Now there are alternatives to the DJI, which are maybe slightly less expensive, but are still going to give you a higher quality audio. So if ultimate audio quality is one of your key goals, it might be worth shopping around to find something of a higher quality that gives you what you're looking for. That being said, if you're just looking for a good audio quality, simple solution that you can take anywhere with you, the Bietrun really offers good value for money. Throughout the sound testing, the Bietrun really performed pretty well. It's certainly performed better than the AirPods, which to me have a very unnatural phone-like sound to them. I did find that the Bietrun sound was a little bit processed, and that obviously is part of the noise reduction that is happening within the system. So when it came to the indoor quiet room at close proximity to the camera, frankly, I found the onboard microphones of the iPhone a little more natural sounding. But certainly when it comes to the outdoor tests, you could really tell how it was blocking out the wind, and it performed really, really well when we went to the long distance testing as well. So again, I think the Bietrun certainly performed very well. There are more expensive systems out there that will give you higher audio quality, but again, if all you're looking for is a nice basic system that gives you good audio quality, particularly in noisy environments or when you're further away from the camera, the Bietrun is definitely a good choice and a bargain at its list price and certainly at the street price that you can get it for. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please remember to like the video and also consider subscribing to see more videos around technology, travel, and leisure. Thank you again.